This is how I negotiate land deals from offer to construction to limit my liability and ultimately increase overall profitability and limit my liability along the way. Now, let's look at this from both a residential and a commercial investment standpoint for either residential lots to buy land, build a house, and let's also look at it from the component of buying land and building multifamily. There's two ways to negotiate, and most people negotiate based on one. And everybody sits back and they go, I'm just going to negotiate price. And so if you sit back and you negotiate price and only price, you're leaving a whole spectrum of negotiation up for question. And you can't do that because it's your largest liability perspective outside of price. Most people think that their liability comes with the price of the asset, and it doesn't. Because if you go in and if a variable of 10 grand, 20 grand, like a multifamily is the deciphering factor, you don't have a deal anyway. And I always tell people that. So a lot of times it doesn't really have to do with the price. It has to do with the terms, okay? So we're negotiating two things. One, we're negotiating price, and two, we're negotiating terms, okay? Now, if I can't get the price I want, I'm gonna negotiate the terms I want. If I can't get the terms I want, then I'm gonna negotiate based on price because I need a better price because I can't get the terms. Now, if I can't get either one of those, that lot better be a premium lot, because if it's not a pink unicorn and something special, I just walk from the deal. You have to have some greatness and something pretty unique for me not to be able to negotiate one of these two items. So the third option is you have a pink unicorn, meaning you have a very unique lot, okay? Otherwise, you're negotiating price and terms. So we can go in and let's put it from this perspective. Let's say we're doing a single family home and you want the lot at 135, but they don't want to negotiate under the 150K, okay? That's $20,000 that it's gonna cost you because you want the lot at $130,000. They don't want to go under 150. So how do we make this worth our time? Now, if on 150, that's only a percentage of the build, if you're going to make $250,000 on the net build, provided you paid 130, are you willing to do the build for $220,000 profit and take a $30,000 hit? Or can you value engineer this thing where you don't take that hit, you still get a good quality product, and so instead of making this, you cut a portion of that $30,000 out of your build costs and get it somewhere else. Maybe it's on grade work. Dirt work is a great way to come in and save money. So a lot of times I'll go in and negotiate it based on the dirt work. So if the lot's exceptionally flat, I don't have a lot of dirt work and stuff, I might go in and I might be willing to pay a little bit more because my dirt work, I might have $20,000 budgeted in there, but that $20,000 budget that I had in there, this would actually be $230,000 profit. It's only a $20,000 variance. But if we go in and we have the dirt cost at $20,000, but it's only going to cost me $5,000 to do the dirt cost, well, I just picked up $15,000 on that lot right there alone. Okay, so there's variables that I take into consideration when I'm looking at lot prices, but it always has to stay within 15 to 20% of the overall resale value for the land. Okay, now, terms. Let's talk about terms because I like terms. I'm a terms guy. I like terms. I negotiate price. I do want to get a good deal on the property, obviously, but I'm not going to let it kill my deal. I want terms. I want terms that I can live with that can make my project safe. Okay. So instead, I'll go in and say, okay, I'll give you your 150. Okay. But I need to get permits and I'll give you a full price. I'll even come in with some escrow money. But the terms I want is I want a 60-day due diligence, DD period, and days of due diligence, that's DD, days of due diligence, and I want a 30-day close, post due diligence, that's 90 days, okay? Now, that means I have time to get through all of my entitlements, to entitle the property and be permit ready. Now, what is the cost of that? If the lot's $150,000 over the course of 3 months, and if you guys are pulling like a home equity line of credit out on your home, and let's say you have $250,000 in equity in your home, and you don't have a construction loan, and so now you don't really have the issue of having to collateralize the land because you're using home equity money from your existing residence, and so let's say you're able to go in and build this house on what's called owner financing. So I have the ability to do a long-term close, contingent on all municipal approvals for permits, or a clause in there that gives me 2 30-day extensions, okay? That gives me another 60 days. Now, if I have those terms worked out in there, there's all kinds of different terms that I can do. I have the ability to offset my cost. Now, if I go in and let's say that my interest rate is at 7%, okay, on the land. Now, I take $150,000 times 0.07. That's $10,500 a year. If you get that under owner financing, and let's say that you get owner financing on that lot at a more desirable rate, and let's say that you were able to do it, interest-free for 6 months, and say, okay, well, I'll do the term thing. If you can't take it off the price of the house, I want a 6-month reduction in interest, which only leaves them with $5,250, but they're still up $20,000. So it's still a benefit to the seller, and it limits your liability. Okay, now, if we go back in, if they do owner financing, that saves me $10,500 of front-end capital that I can put on the back end of this lot, which ultimately puts me in a position where I have very little to no money out of pocket. Now I can use the rest of my capital, my home equity line, on my existing house to pay for this, okay? So now I can do an owner finance contract on this lot with very little money out of pocket. I don't even have to worry about a bank closing on it, and I'm gonna go in and use a home equity line of credit to do this, okay? So I can go in and negotiate these terms, okay? So that's another option. If you want to learn the exact strategy of how to buy the right piece of land in the right area to build a house, if you want to learn the exact strategy that I've been utilizing for almost 3 decades, then text me the word land at 505-560-0520. Let's go ground up, let's buy land, let's build houses, and let's start right now. Now, if we go in, let's talk about multifamily, because this is residential. There's a lot of different scenarios here, but let's talk about multifamily, okay? And I'll just give you one that I'm doing right now. The owners want $1.2 million for the land. We got them down to $1,050,000, okay? $1,050,000, okay? Now, we tried to get the land for $950,000. We're $150,000 more expensive than where we want it to be. Now, we're gonna have on this land 5 months to be able to entitle it, okay? Now, I don't wanna own the land yet. I have to go in and entitle it. I got 5 months to entitle it, 2 months of plan review. I got 7 months, okay? So I'm gonna sit back and go, I gotta burn 7 months. Now, I can go in and I can make 7 months worth of payments on this thing, which I don't like, because now I have a liability and I have a debt service and I have liquidity burn on that thing. So instead of having liquidity burn on it, what if I go in and I'm looking at this 7 months, okay? I'm looking at the 7 months. So in 7 months, I can go get a construction loan. But I have 7 months of liability. What is my cost of that $1 million is the question, okay? So now I go back in and say, hey, we want to be able to be, it's contingent on a minimum density. So I have a contingency, okay, that allows a minimum density. So one of them is a minimum density, and whatever that minimum density is. For $1 million, like for us, we want to be able to make sure we can get a minimum density of 30 units. We think we're going to get 34. That's questionable. And that's all upside. But I need to have a minimum of 30 units on there, okay? How long is that going to take? Well, that might take 3 months to be able to get a conceptual drawing put together that the city goes in. We have public hearing once, twice, third time, get approval, right? And so we go in, we have 3 months of public hearings. Now, so we have a minimum density, 30 units, okay? This is a contingency. Number 2, it's also contingent on all municipal approvals, okay? That word all will save you, okay? Now, when we go in, we have 7 months that's gonna take us to get to the finish line. I may land up putting these terms together, but with this contingency, but I might sit back and say, okay, we need 3 months due diligence and 2 months post-closing, total of 5 months, okay? It's gonna take me 7 months. Well, I only have 90 days worth of due diligence, and I'm gonna make this contingent both on my days of due diligence and closing. So if I'm not done in 30 months, I'm gonna ask for an extension to month number 4. And then if that's the case, I still want my 2-month post-closing. Now I'm up to 6 months, but I may get to 4 months. I know I'm getting my approval, but we're not fully approved yet. And so I have 2 more months. And if it pushes into the 3rd month for all municipal approvals, that's 7 months. Now, if I go in, guys, it takes me this full 7 months. Now I can go in based on this contingency and have no burn of capital. What is that burn of capital? $1,050,000 times 0.0, let's say we get a 6.5% interest rate. Okay, so that's $68,000 that it's going to cost you for a year. So let's divide that by 12 and let's multiply that times 7. That's almost $40,000. Let's call it 40 grand. It's like you're scraping on $40,000. This is for your debt service. Is this $40,000 right here, okay? Now, I'll take that $40,000 because that just reduces my overall cost down to close to $1 million. We're at $1,010,000. And I'm okay with that because now I need to look at the overall profitability of the full project. And with $1 million piece of land, you better have a project that's worth a minimum of $6 to $7 million because the whole build and everything for 30 units is going to cost you every bit of close to $4 million, $1 million on the actual land. And then you have your upside or equity on it. So you better have a couple $1 million in equity on that thing. So you're going to be someplace in the neighborhood about $7 million valuation or higher on a brand new project nationwide. So if $2 million doesn't absorb the $50,000, you didn't have a real project anyway. So just know, ladies and gentlemen, that there's two things to negotiate every single time that you come in. One is price, one is terms. I love negotiating terms because I don't have the burn that it takes for me to otherwise go out and take ownership of the land. Now I'm going to land up having $40,000 out of my own pocket for the next few months that I don't want to have to pay. Just negotiate into the land, ladies and gentlemen, and go out and de-risk your project, because if you have to go in and shit can this project halfway through it, you know that you can walk away with minimum damage, and because you've only spent a tiny bit on architecture and engineering. But the goal is not to do that, right? Like the only way I'd back out of a project is if I found something catastrophic that makes it not work anymore, then I'm not going to do it. Other than that, guys, you want to leave on good terms, or you want to execute and get it done. Preferably execute, get it done, and move forward to the next project. For more training and detailed information on how to take down ground up builds from the land to the end of the build, click and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's save you money, let's de-risk your projects, and let's go out and ultimately compound your success. Click and smash that thumbs up button, and I'll see you next time.